Brothers of the Eastern region, it is great to be before you. My name is Rashawn Howard. I am your Eastern Regional Director of Bigger and Better Business. And today we are going to be going through PIA submission. This has been a highly requested tutorial, a highly requested training, and we're going to try to get this done and get you out. I am excited to have my very own collegiate chapter, the brothers that I advise, the brothers of Mu Upsilon Chapter, LaSalle University in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, who have so graciously offered up their time for us to use them as an example, some of the recent events that they have done in order for us to show you how to submit a bigger and better business PIA. Now, we're going to be running do two PIAs here, brothers. Remember, good information in, good information out. Bad information in, bad information out. And when we talk about the new rubric and the different ways you qualify for bigger and better business chapter of the year, one of those is ensuring that you're clear about what is a black spin program versus what is just I'm submitting black spin. Remember, I've been saying this for so long. We only have one system, one form of submitting, reporting, and recording the things that we do in Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. And that's called the Program Implementation Assessment. But that does not mean that everything that we submit is an actual program. Let me repeat this, brothers. We only have one system to report everything that we do in Sigma. But that does not mean everything is a program. So this tutorial is going to teach you how to submit and report particular things and speak to those who are looking at that information so it can be pushed out and amplified in the right way. So Brother Johnson, if you can please share your screen and we'll go from there.
All right. Boom.
All right, great. So, brothers, what you are looking at is the chapter portal. Very, very important. If you are not added into your chapter's leadership, thank you, Brother Johnson. Yep, right there. If you're not added into your chapter's leadership, you don't have access to the chapter portal. You cannot do a PIA from the membership portal. It has to be from the chapter portal. So, program directors, vice presidents, presidents, right? You have to be added to the chapter leadership. Go into chapter leadership for me, Brother Johnson. Click that button. Click manage leadership, change chapter officers. Yes. If that is where, if you are responsible for PIAs, you want to make sure your name is in there somewhere under one of these categories to give you access to do a PIA for your chapter. Thank you, Brother Johnson. Okay, great. So now we are going to do a PIA submission. Chapter management, actions, and then you're going to go submit PIA. There it is. Great. Press continue. Awesome. You want to scroll down, you want to click the on demand button. And then you want to press continue. Very important. Brothers, ignore anything that's under that on demand button if you're putting a new PIA in. Those are for PIAs that have already been submitted in the past. Your focus is on a new PIA. So anything under that doesn't matter. Click that on demand button and then press continue. All right, now once you press continue, you'll hit this screen and this is where the work begins. So let's get started. Okay, very, very important because under the new update in the new PIA system, you can click on multiple program initiatives to do a program implementation assessment. Okay, it's great because you can give us all information at once. But if the information is not inputted into the system properly, it can be very confusing for the regional and international director, as well as your chapter leadership as well. So in this instance, we're going to first do a program that has to do with Black Spin program. So, Brother Johnson, quickly, can you explain this program that you guys just did or was just a part of to the Brotherhood so that way they know exactly what we're submitting?
Okay, so the Mu Upsilon chapter joined our graduate chapter, New Sigma, and we went to one of the brothers' cafes or restaurants called Val's Restaurant, Brother Val, and we had brunch together. We all had brunch together. And then following that, Brother Tatum, who's in this call, he went back to Brothers Val's restaurant and actually spent more money there because he enjoyed the food. So he went back there and spent more money there. And that was pretty cool when he told me about that. So yeah, I also enjoyed the food. So
Awesome, great stuff. And I'm glad you mentioned that, Brother Johnson, because we're going to show you how to submit what Brother Tatum did separately. That's not going to show in this PIA, right? Because that was a separate situation. That was not a black spin event. Because of the black spin event, he learned a new restaurant that he really, really
right,
liked. And it happened to be a Sigma brother. So he said, I'm going back. And he's probably going back again and going back again. And every time he go
right.
back, he got to submit a PIA. Kind of, right? So let's work on this PIA first. So this was a joint event with your graduate advising chapter, right?
Hmm.
And it was an event of fellowship, of networking, of camaraderie at a black
Hmm.
owned business. So for this event, Brother Johnson, it's actually a bigger and better business event and a membership event. Keywords for membership: networking, fellowship, camaraderie, right? It's also can be considered retention because this specific Sigma brother is a financial and active member of the new Sigma chapter, right? So supporting his business is a value add, right? Now, let me be clear. New Sigma and Mu Upsilon just didn't decide to just go support this brother's business. No, that wouldn't be a program. The reason this is a program is because it was a curated event that had a specific time, a specific location, and a goal in mind, and it was advertised ahead of time. Let's spend a day and infuse money into this black owned business. And we
I could
want you
pull.
to invite everybody to come out.
Oh,
Oh, this is great. And you see how he's able to go right to it. Boom. Black Spin Fellowship. Fellowship's in there. It's a membership event, just that quick, just because of the word fellowship. But you see, black owned restaurant, led by the local chapters director of Bigger and Better Business. From 1 to 4, we're going to infuse some money and we're going to celebrate and spotlight this black owned and Sigma owned business in the Fairmount area. This, brothers, is a black spin program. This is going to give you credit towards your PIA submissions, along with your other bigger and better business programs like your financial literacy, your dress for success, your SBA stuff, right? Thank you, Brother Johnson. You can go back to the PIAs. Okay, so now next, scroll up right after that. Like what's like okay, good. Yeah, you did it right. My bad. Just my eyes went. Okay, the date of the event, right? So whatever the day of the event was, the 16th. Now, brothers, remember we're cutting it close because the day is the 15th, right? You may not know that out there in the video world, but today is actually December 15th. You can only do PIAs within 30 days. Okay. So
right.
you have to remember that and think about that as you're putting your PIAs in. You don't want to miss the window or else you lose the credit, right? So this was done on November 16th, and the event description, very important. Good information in, good information out. Bad information in, bad information out. So for this in the event description, the great thing is Brother Earl McNeil did awesome with the title. So that can actually be the event description. Black Spin Fellowship at Sigma owned restaurant. I mean, it doesn't get more better than that, right? Like the title is actually what it is. So that's good.
I spelled it
Great
correctly.
work. So
Rest.
now the event location, and then that's where good thing you have the flyer up. You need the location. We don't want to just put Philadelphia, Pennsylvania if we have an actual address. Val's Restaurant, especially because we're talking about black owned support. So we want to make sure that's in there. Val's Restaurant, 2047 Green Street, I think that was in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And you don't have to put the zip code. Why is this important, brothers, when we're putting down a black spin event? Because we want to be able to pull this out and maybe highlight it on a regional level. If we don't have all of the information, How can we highlight it? I'll tell you one thing. I'm not going to pick up the phone and ask for more information. I'm just going to go to another PIA that got what I'm looking for, which means that that spotlighted business now loses the opportunity to get regional recognition, right? So the more information we put in, the better it is for us to really support, amplify, and utilize the PIA system as something that shows the success that we're doing as a chapter. The next question is this black spin? Well, yeah, we're going to click that. Absolutely. And Brother Johnson, how much did the chapter, now listen to this, brothers. Not how much was spent that day. How much did the chapter spend on this event? So you can put that in. Awesome. Now, it's not a social action event, so you can skip that. It's not a scholarship related event, so you can skip that. Partners, but it's not a, you didn't partner for a fundraising event. So guess what? You can skip that. However, in the other, please name, that's where you put in partnership with the New Sigma chapter. This is where you put your partnerships, brothers. Total attendance, then Sigma brothers in attendance. So total attendance could have been 100 or something people or whatever. I don't know how many people was there. Brother Johnson, I don't know if you remember. I think it might have been about, let's just call it 30, 40 people or whatever. So you can put that in the total attendance. But how many Mu Upsilon brothers were there?
Two.
That's where Sigmas in attendance go. Two, that's where you put down.
What? So for brothers in attendance, it's just brothers in your chapter?
Brothers in your chapter. Yes, not the total Sigmas there. Brothers in your chapter. The reason why we don't want to put the total Sigmas there because the hope is that every chapter that was represented is going back and doing this same PIA for their chapter, right? So we don't want double, when we go back, we don't want things to overlap. So if everybody's doing things the same way, then we get the correct data, right?
Hmm.
New Sigma's going to go back and do this. They're not going to count the two Mu Upsilon brothers in their account. But when we go back and pull this and we see, oh, we see multiple events from Val's restaurant. It was a total of, let's call it 20 Sigma brothers there, which is awesome. We can amplify that on a regional level just because that's what the data says,
Hmm.
right? So we don't need multiple entries saying the same exact thing.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. And brothers who are watching this, I hope you're clear about what I just said. Okay. The Sigma brothers in attendance are the Sigma brothers from your chapter. If there were Sigma brothers from other chapters, we need to be encouraging them to go back to their chapter and have their chapter submit the PIA for the event in partnership or in support of wherever they were. Okay. Was this event co-sponsored with Zeta? Nope. Number of service hours. Now, it's the number of chapter brothers. That's why that number is important, Brother Johnson, right? The number of chapter brothers plus the number of hours of that event. That event was 3 hours. You had two chapters brothers there. You get 6 BBB service hours credit for that. Okay. Was the event successful? Yeah, right?
Yes.
And then here is where you upload a picture from the event, your receipt from the event, whatever, showing that you were at that event. Perfect picture. The group picture. Great. Press continue.
Come
That
on.
additional comment, I'm glad you circled that. That additional comments and notes is going to be utilized mostly for your regular black spin entry that we're getting ready to do now. Okay. And that, when you're doing a program, you don't really need to put any additional comments because you did such a good job of filling the rest out. You talked about where the partnership was, right? You talked about what type of event it was, and you put that picture in there. So you don't really need to add any additional comments there unless you want to. But because you did such a great job of filling the rest of the information out, you can leave that blank. Press continue.
Right.
So now, Brother Johnson, congratulations. You have submitted a black spin program PIA. And your chapter will be getting black spin credit for it. That $250 will go
Mhm.
towards that portion of the rubric. You will also be getting credited for one completed PIA program under that rubric, and you will be getting credit for the Black Spin Initiative as well. So you will be able to check that initiative off on a rubric as well.
Okay. Very nice.
Great. And what we just submitted was a Black Spin program in the program implementation assessment system. Okay? Because the program implementation assessment system is the only system we have to record and document everything that we do as a chapter in Sigma. That doesn't mean everything that we record, report, and document is a program. But that last PIA we just did was absolutely a program that Mu Upsilon did. Now, as Brother Johnson pulls up a new PIA, I want to talk about the fact that I don't want to see a bunch of black spin PIAs for every single transaction. If you remember earlier, Brother Johnson said Brother Tatum went back and ate some more, right? That's great. That's going to be incorporated in his monthly black spin dollars from November 15th to December 15th because that's when he decided to put. Y'all can pick what day y'all want. I want 30 days worth of black spin in one specific PIA. I don't want to see a million PIAs. It don't matter. You only going to get credit for the dollars anyway. I ain't counting it as a program. You're only going to get credit for the dollars anyway. Remember that, brothers, okay? So the best thing to do is ensure that you're using the new black spin form that is being released from the regional level. You can use that to calculate and keep track with your black spin numbers and then use that monthly. Or I know some chapters you guys have your own trackers. And you as a picture can actually screenshot your monthly tracker numbers and upload that as your picture if you want to versus a picture of one of the black spin events. Either one works. If you have multiple black spin entries and you want to just submit one picture from those events, as long as you are documenting how that money is calculated up, then you'll get credit for that. And I'll show you what I'm talking about here. Brother Johnson, you can move forward.
Okay.
Great. Now we're here. So we're just documenting our monthly black spin. That's what we're doing here, brothers. This is not a program. We're documenting and recording our monthly black spin, right? So it is absolutely bigger and better business. So we can put that down. We can keep scrolling. And so you want to put for this, you can actually put today's date because it's a mandatory entry. And the event description, that's where you want to put black spin dollars. And it's from what is this from? Is this from November and December, Brother Johnson?
Yes.
Okay, November and December. Okay. The event location, obviously, you're going to just put Black Spin Collective is what I will put. Okay. Stay there, unless there is a specific location that you want to make sure it gets highlighted at some point. You can add those locations in there. So if you want to put Blacksmith Collective, comma, Valve's Restaurant, comma, the name of your Barbara, comma, the name of the person who does your hair, comma, the merchant that you bought your merchandise. You can do that if you want. Recognizing any location you spent those dollars on, you can fill that event location out if you want. That's great because it's just going to help us amplify those locations on a regional and international level. But just putting Black Spin Collective is good as well, okay? Because the data is really going to go in the other comments. That's where the data is going to go. So, Black Spin Collective is cool for you, Brother Johnson. And yes, you're going to click this as a Black Spin. And what's the total amount you're submitting for today? So y'all work on like put y'all totals together in Excel, and then we can come back and add the totals. Okay. Again, remember this is one of our collegiate chapters, and we're talking about neos helping neos. They just bought in a line, but they neos themselves because they just came in spring 25, and they just bought in a solo legacy that just came in fall 25. For our graduate chapters, I expect when you get to this part of the PIA, you already have an Excel sheet. You already have some type of form, Google form. You already have this calculated and ready to go, right? You should know where your numbers. If our collegians, it's perfectly fine where they are. They are collegiate brothers, and it's their first time doing a PIA like this. But they know where they spent those dollars, and they're calculating those dollars right now as we speak. And then we'll show you how they're going to incorporate those dollars in the PIA, right? But to my graduate chapter brothers, and even to my collegiate brothers, after you watch this, find a system that works for you to record those transactions throughout the month. And then when your director of bigger and better business sits down to do this PIA, or your chapter president or vice president sits down to do this PIA, make sure they have that data and that information so they can put that in, right? So first, the first important number is the total amount, but you will still want to have the description as well because that is what's going to go in other additional comments at the bottom. That's going to help me give you credit for that. If I just see a total number, I might throw it out, right? I don't know you, especially if you got some huge number like 400,000 or 10,000 or 20,000 and you didn't put, you know, where that money came from and the fact that it was, a total collected over a 3 month time period. All that stuff should be written in the description or the other comments, right? That's why in that description, they put in the event description, they put November and December money. So I know that if they have some grandiose number, it's because it's 2 months worth of transactions from their chapter, right? So that event description is so important. I need to know where that count is coming from, how long you've been counting that money up. My suggestion is that you do this once a month. Once a month. If you do it once a quarter, that's fine. I don't suggest once a year because I'm going to count the dollars. I'm not counting the amount of PIAs you put in. Not when it comes to the black spin transactions, only when it comes to black spin programs. And we just talked about that. Brother Johnson, are you ready for us yet?
But it's $723.16
Perfect. All right. So go ahead and share your screen.
on the PIA, right?
Yep. Great. So put that amount down. Perfect. And then, so obviously it's not social action, it's not a scholarship event, so you can keep scrolling down past that. You know that's not what it is. You know that's not that. You know it wasn't in partnership with anybody. Total attendance. So the total attendance in Sigma Brothers is obviously going to be the same, right? Because it's black
Hmm.
spin. So how many total brothers are involved in the spending? Three.
Three.
So total in attendance is three, and total brothers in attendance is three as well. Great. Now, mandatory category. So, however many brothers participated, you can put as service hours, and I will give you an hour of service per brother who participated in Black Spin. I repeat, whatever amount of brothers attended, you will put in service hours, and I will count an hour per brother for service hours when it comes to Black Spin. Okay. Now you can go, was the event successful? Of course it was. And you can upload either a picture or a screenshot of your transactions. Whatever is more comfortable for you. So go ahead and do that upload.
So do you want me to upload a picture of the transactions or just a picture we have from Va another picture we have from Val's
Whichever is
or
comfortable for
like
you as a chapter. I
a
prefer
screenshot of everything,
Yeah, I
like a
prefer a
receipt?
screenshot of the transactions. I prefer it. Understanding not every chapter is going to have that. So a picture from one of the events work because in that additional comments and notes section is where you're going to put all of the transactions and or UR was URL where I can
Mhm.
go ahead and get to all of those transactions. It's not going to hyperlink it for me, but if I can copy and paste it into a web page and get to it, then that works too. In this case, we're going to do it the long way because there aren't that many transactions. Brother Johnson, any additional comments? Can you please put the name of the company and then the amount spent?
So Val,
You can just put vowels. That's fine.
okay, let's put it 3316.
Yep. Now stop here for a second, Brother Johnson. I'm glad you did vowels first. So if you remember earlier, the program was at the same restaurant, right? Those $250 is not counted in this PIA, even though it happened in the same time frame, because we already recorded those dollars during the programming recording in the PIA, right? We don't want duplication. So we already counted those dollars. I'm going to count those dollars from that program. So you don't need to put that here. That additional 3316 is when Brother Tatum went back because he enjoyed the food so much, a whole different day at a whole different time, right? And just spent money at that restaurant. That is what you put here. Okay, you can continue.
Okay, so then this is Darby Designs added up all together, not indeed 430.
I hope you guys are paying attention. You see exactly how all of that is being implemented. So this is exactly what we want to see, right? That breakdown, especially if you have some very, very high number. I'm gonna throw it out. I'm gonna be like, I don't believe you. Prove it to me. And if there's a lot of transactions, I suggest any additional comments and notes, you copy and paste the URL. Copy and paste the URL so I can go ahead and take that and get access to it.
Is it? Yeah, that's it.
Awesome. Great work. So again, can we go up to the top just so I can remind the brothers from beginning to end? Brothers, what you are looking at is a black spin PIA. It is not a black spin program. It is the Mu Upsilon chapter at LaSalle University is submitting their black spin transactions for November and December so they can get credit for those dollars and show where they spent those dollars. So they clicked bigger and better business. You can scroll, Brother Johnson. And then here you pick today's date, obviously, because there's no set date that you spent the dollars. But the important part is in the event description. It is black spend dollars and it's from November and December. It is the transactions from November and December. Make sure that you identify the transactions being counted here. And then the event location, you can put the multiple locations of that event, or you can just put Black Spin Collective. That's not where I need the majority of the detail. The next, you want to put the total amount spent, and then you can scroll down, and it's when you get to first. Let's get the attendance. So the attendance and the Sigma Brothers is the amount of chapter brothers who had transactions during this time period, right? And then you also put that same amount of brothers as your service hours because I'm going to give you 1 hour of service per brother of transactions doing that, not per transaction, per brother who's involved in black spin transacting during that time period. Okay. And then, of course, you want to click that the event was successful. And one of the most important aspects is your breakdown. After you load the picture and or a copy of the breakdown, even if you load the breakdown as a picture, I still need you to use the additional comments to give me your breakdown and our URL code where I can go look at the breakdown. I mean, repeat, even if you upload the breakdown as a picture, I still need you to use the additional comments and notes to give me your black spin breakdown. All right, brothers. And then Brother Johnson is just going to press continue. He's going to sign the PIA after
Well,
he.
I gotta put a,
Oh, yeah, I
a
thought you did already. Okay, my bad. Got to put his
I'm gonna
picture in.
put I'm gonna put a picture from when MJ went back the second time.
Gotcha. Perfect. A great looking waffle. That's awesome. And then he's going to press continue. And then brothers, he's going to go ahead and sign the PIA all the way at the bottom. I'm going to review it, make sure everything is, he didn't miss anything, everything looks good. He's going to sign it, right? And then he's going to date it and then press continue, and then it's going to be submitted. And now, congratulations, Brother Johnson, and to all the brothers. I appreciate y'all for joining and being a part of this training session. You have now submitted, well, you guys actually have submitted your first official Black Spin report. Where you have your black spin transactions. So, brothers, I want to say thank you. Hopefully, this has been fruitful. Hopefully, this has been helpful for you. You can go back and watch this back over and over and over again. If you have not subscribed or put notifications on yet, please subscribe to Impact 1914. This is for you. It's a resource for you. We're going to continue to have these trainings just like this to ensure that the brotherhood has what they need at the palm of their hand to be successful. Again, it's a complete pleasure to serve as your Eastern Regional Director of Bigger and Better Business, and I will see you on the next call. Talk to you soon.